So there was a protest that happened in Tamil Nadu in favor of Palestine. If speaking against injustice is politics, then we will speak against then we will indeed speak politics. We know who sold this country this land, but we know who paid the price for it. Actor Prakash Raj's speech at a protest against the massacre in Gaza. This is all in Tamil. So
காசால கலைஞர் பேசுறத நான் உங்களோட பேசுவேன். அண்ணன் ஒரு கேள்வியை கேட்டார், எங்களை நிறைய பேரை கேட்பாங்க, என்னையும் வெற்றிமாறனையும் அமீரையும் அண்ணன் சத்யராஜனையும், நீங்க எல்லாம் கலைஞர்கள் எங்கடா வர்றீங்க எங்க? ஒரு அநியாயத்துக்கு எதிராக பேசுறது அரசியல் என்றால் நாங்க அரசியல் தான் பேசுவோம்.
So basically, the long story short is a bunch of actors, I think today or 2 days ago, did a protest in favor of Palestine. Now, in Tamil Nadu, for the record, being pro-Palestine is generally the opinion. Why? I mean, I think if you've been in this chat long enough, you understand the reason why a lot of Tamils tend to be very pro-Palestine. Because we're pro-Eelam. We're anti-Sri Lanka. Most Tamil people, just their basic understanding of politics don't like Sri Lanka. We see Israel as basically Sri Lanka of the Middle East. In fact, Sathyaraj, Prakash Raj, as the Mulivaikal massacre was happening in 2009, they were also, I mean, I don't know about Sathyaraj, but I know Prakash Raj has talked about it. I know Prakash Raj has talked about it. I know he has. I've seen clips of him talk about it. Now, Prakash Raj is technically not a Tamiran. He's technically not a Tamil guy. He's a Kannadiga. But, like, he's basically a DMK guy. He's technically in Congress, but let's be honest, he's a DMK guy. Like, his values most closely align with the DMK. Free Eelam, free Palestine, free Congo, as always. You see the one of Sathyaraj? Yes, I know Sathyaraj also talked about Eelam in the middle of it. What was it? Yeah, Mr. Kattappa, surprise, surprise. Mr. Kattappa, surprise, surprise, is actually the real Bahubali and not Prabhas.
எங்களுடைய பிரபல்யம், எங்களுடைய புகழ் இந்த மாதிரி மனித நேயத்திற்காகவும் மனித விடுதலைக்காகவும் பயன்படாவிட்டால் நாங்கள் பிரபலமான நடிகர்களாக இருந்து ஒரு மயிருக்கு பிரயோஜனம் இல்லை.
He's saying that if I'm unable to use my fame and my notoriety, if I'm unable to use it properly to speak on humanitarian issues, then he's saying that they're worth nothing. He's saying that he's literally technically saying they're worth pubic hair. But it's a way of saying, might is how we say bull. It's all bull. 3 seconds in. Okay. He's saying just like our Tamiram, he's saying like our brothers in Tamiram suffered the same bull that the Palestinians are suffering right now. He's saying not just militants, but also Appavi Makkal, like civilians. Not just militants, but civilians have also suffered at the hands of the Lankan government. And in the same way, it's the same situation. Palestinians are not just militants, but civilians are also suffering at the hands of the Israeli government, is what he's saying. Good on him for calling it out. Dude, these are old actors in Tamil Nadu, man. They know exactly what happened in Eelam, man. We might not know all the details, okay? Because Indian Tamils don't all know about every single thing they don't have the full story. They don't know about Mahawali. They don't know about Alay colonization scheme. They don't know about Kandalai colonization scheme. They don't know about Galoya colonization scheme. They don't know about Madru Oya. They don't know about all this stuff, right? But they've seen this dude was alive for both the rise and the fall of the LTTE. I think Palestine has also revived discussion about Eelam and Tamil Nadu. I think Tamil Nadu needs to keep up the pressure against Lanka. Have they been talking about Palestine for a while, or is it a recent development since it's not nearly as bad to support an end to their genocide? No. Like, they've not been talking about Palestine for a while, but a lot of these same actors would have opened their mouth about Eelam like 20 years ago, or like not 20 years ago. 16 years ago. I don't know about Sathyaraj, but I know Prakash Raj opened his mouth. I know he said something about Eela Tamils. I know, I don't like the guy, but T. Rajendra has also talked about Eela Tamils. Vijay, his wife, or at least not going to say much, but his soon-to-be ex-wife is a Eela Tamil. So they've said stuff about Eelam 100%, right? It's not like Tamil Nadu doesn't know about Eelam. We just don't know all the details. And I'm sure if Tamil Nadu were presented with the exact same details laid out in a very easy to read format. Sathyaraj has always been supporting Eelam, as I found it out. Yeah, that's not surprising. He just mentioned Tamiram, like he mentioned our brothers in Tamiram. Like that doesn't surprise me at all. The thing is, Tamil communists support Eelam, right? Tamils will support Eelam no matter what. The problem is the other leftists in India are like, I don't know. Especially Malayali leftists are clowns. I'm going to level with you, Siddharth. The fact that the left is not rallying for a free Eelam is a ridiculous farce. The entire world, including the imperial court. What did he say? He said, now for the left, imperialism as capital's extension is the most central issue in the US, as the leader of the imperial core is a primary enemy. In that lens, Palestine isn't just an isolated humanitarian issue. It is the defining anti-imperialist struggle of our era. I'm going to level with you, Siddharth. The fact that the left is not rallying for a free Eelam is a ridiculous farce. The entire world, including the imperial core, rallied in favor of Lanka and sold Lanka weapons against the Eelam Tamils. This is a failure of the left. There are members of the left there that I like James Gets Political, OG Black Red Guard. I love those guys because they listen, and I told them this is what's up in Lanka. This is what they did, and they're like, oh, and they immediately were like, all right, man, we got to do something about this. They have that can-do attitude. I like that. Everyone else I've talked to was like, why is this my problem? Also, I love how this Sangi decided to say, I've never seen the left support Eelam Tamils. You people care far more for the Middle East and Muslims. The Tamil communists have always been pro-Eelam, you moron. No, they haven't. I love how this dude thinks he understands Tamil communists. Thanks for this. I'm not informed enough to hold a strong opinion. I understand the Indian left doesn't endorse Eelam, but haven't they condemned the genocide and called out the Indian state for complicity? Their position on this is rather similar to their position on Kashmir. They do not condemn the genocide at large. They do not. CPIM threw out Justice K. Chandru from the party long ago for being against the IPKF incursion into Eelam. Eelam is almost a one-to-one correspondence with Palestine when presented with the facts. Keep in mind the left front were in confidence in supply deals with the first UPA government, despite Manmohan Singh's support for the genocide. So it goes to show how little the CPM actually cares about Eelam. A lot of Malayali leftists have openly antagonized Eelam Tamils. I think a part of it has to do with the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. Yeah, and then why was Rajiv Gandhi assassinated? Even the Hindus started talking about this. They literally say Rajiv Gandhi made a mistake sending the Indian peacekeeping forces into Eelam. The Hindu is saying this. This is the system of record in India. This is the newspaper of record in India.
91. A huge crowd had gathered for a political rally at Kachipedu in Tamil Nadu, Sri Perumbudur, for the upcoming general elections. The teeming crowd was waiting to catch a glimpse of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, who was scheduled to speak.
Yeah, these guys are this is Tambram newspaper. Even they're saying Tambrams are some of the biggest supporters of the Indian state, right? Tambrams are generally speaking, they're not into like Eelam or any of this stuff. A lot of Tambrams are just pro-India. They are nationalist as So for them to come out and say Rajiv Gandhi made a lot of mistakes in Eelam, is topsy-turvy when even these guys are coming out and saying Rajiv Gandhi made a mistake. Rajiv Gandhi sent the IPKF into Eelam. They won't say Eelam, they'll say Lanka, Sri Lanka. Who is Rajiv Gandhi? Rajiv Gandhi was the former Prime Minister of India. He was the former Prime Minister of India, but after he left the premiership, he was doing a rally in Sri Perumbudur in Tamil Nadu when he and like 25 other people were killed in a suicide bomb attack. There was a Tamil militant. Again, we don't know if it's LTTE for sure, but there was obviously a Tamil militant, a woman who had strapped a suicide vest that had gone to receive blessings from Rajiv Gandhi. And then when she went to take Asirvadam and take blessings from, Rajiv Gandhi, she detonated the suicide vest and blew them up. The reason it's likely that it was the LTTE is because suicide attacks were the LTTE's signature. So it is likely that it was the LTTE, but we don't have full confirmation that it was the LTTE. Even the Hindus coming out and saying, no, actually, wait, everyone knows about Rajiv Gandhi's assassination, but we don't know what led to Rajiv Gandhi's assassination. It was the IPKF. He sent the IPKF, the Indian peacekeeping forces, into Eelam, and this is what they did. Here's what they did. They raped and murdered Tamils. They raped and murdered Eelam Tamils. They shot up a hospital, killed 70 people. They did the Valvetiturai massacre. 64 civilians were killed. And there's a litany of sexual violence cases against Yela Tamils committed by the Indian peacekeeping forces. This is what Rajiv Gandhi sent over, by the way. So is it any surprise that his assassination is complete blowback? I think the Indian left is mum on LTTE because they see the intervention causing blowback. Indians view this as their Vietnam. Vietnam was successful. This wasn't. Vietnam is free. Tamil isn't. Do Indian people at large support Tamil struggle? No, not at all. Indian people don't like Tamil people to begin with. Most Indians don't even know they exist. No, most Indians view them, first off, they view them as Lankans, as Sri Lankan Tamils. And second of all, their basic conception of that entire situation, if there is something at all, is that they're terrorists and them for assassinating our prime minister. But a lot of people, a lot of Indians at large don't like Indian Tamils to begin with. So their hatred for Indian Tamils spills over to Eelam Tamils.
How did India get entangled in the Sri Lankan civil war, and why were the Indian armed forces forced to leave Sri Lanka on this very day?
Prabhakaran made sure that he gives a very tough fight to the Indian peacekeeping force.
That is 18 September, 36 years ago.
Now, obviously, these guys are not going to be fair. Let's be honest. Let's not delude ourselves into thinking they'll do a great job with this. They won't. They will still take the Indian government's side on everything. But the fact that they're even calling this out is insane. It was unimaginable like 5 years ago.